listening to Rad Rolls, a Fallout Tabletop podcast.
Hello and welcome to Rad Rolls. Our party finds themselves in the hangar of the Brotherhood of Steel. This hangar area is rather large. It has a number of different sections. As the door opened itself, there was a vertibird that was actually in front, kind of facing out the door. Behind it was it looked like what you would call a tank. Followed by a kitchen area with two large tables with a number of different chairs. Behind them were this kind of like 4 rows of lockers, along with a caged area with a number of different weapons that was being operated by a quartermaster. And in the back, there is a section of bunk beds, which look lightly used. And inside the command area, there is a power armor workstation along with a large computer that you all met Paladin James Magoo at. And Paladin James Magoo asked you all to essentially interfere and eliminate the super mutant problem within the wasteland, within, I guess this would be the Bloomlands, as they would call it. He's asked you to do this and has given you all a moment to kind of gather yourselves, kind of do a little bit of a rest, and plan for what you want to do next. There are a few members of the Brotherhood of Steel kind of hanging around in the different areas. I'm happy to explain more, but you all are kind of situated around these tables at the kitchen. There's a chef that is making food in this kind of back compartment. The food doesn't look necessarily appetizing; it more looks overcooked and burnt. But these tables are kind of rickety, and you all are just, sitting at these tables, as well as Punchy just kind of like, standing. Does Punchy ever sit? Who knows? Or is he always sitting? Great question. So I will hand the scene over to you all.
Is Paladin Magoo in the room with us?
No, he is in the command area of the hangar. You all are kind of alone in this moment. Nobody's really listening to you, unless you were to seek someone out.
This may not be a good time to mention it, but the last time I had a run-in with the Brotherhood of Steel, it ended up in a ridiculous amount of charred wood and carnage. So somebody else might want to take the lead on this one. Somebody other than Punchy.
I was going to say not it, but now that you've said it shouldn't be me, I kind of want it to be me.
Punchy did get us in here.
That's true, and I could be using psychology, Punchy.
But they also just think I'm like a janitorial robo-brain. But, that I did convince them that I know my stuff and I know how they're supposed to operate. I don't know nothing about strategy. I don't know nothing about no super mutants.
So what's the problem with the super mutants?
Considering this is the
I think it's that they
Steel?
exist.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, the Brotherhood just kind of really doesn't like them.
I'm not saying I'm a big fan, but,
I wonder how they feel about, like, centipede demons and angels.
We should probably keep that.
Oh, there's probably nothing about me they like.
Yeah, we should probably keep that all on the down low.
Well, if we just need to hunt some super mutants.
Are there, like, supplies that we can grab? Can, like, we restock in here?
There is the quartermaster. There's some lockers in there. It just, you can go over. I mean, I can describe those areas to you if you want me to.
I might hit up the quartermaster. I would like to restock some smoke bombs.
Yeah, sure. You kind of approach this caged area. Think about like chain link fence. Behind it is essentially a guy working on some what looks like a laser rifle in itself. A number of different explosives are kind of lined behind him, and so it seems like that maybe he has a stock of various explosives at his station. The amount of like guns and like physical firearms seems pretty low, but it seems like that he has more spent time on creating a number of different mines, grenades, various other remote explosive devices, stuff like that. He's dressed in kind of a Brotherhood of Steel, flight suit, that orange color with it, and he hears you roll up and kind of looks over and shoulder and says, "Hey, it's a robot. You need anything? What you need?"
Hey, Mr. Boom Boom. I see you have some explosive devices. I'm in need of some smoke grenades. If you have any of those handy.
Oh,
I'm on a very important mission.
I've never really made smoke grenades before. That's not something that I've made myself. What do you need them for?
Oh, I have learned in my journeys across this wild, wild wasteland. You never know when you might need some. So, I mean, you make all these bombs and explosives here yourself?
Oh yeah. I typically try to DIY most of this stuff. There's not a lot of guns around here. Not a lot of missions are bringing back that stuff, but there's a lot of equipment, a lot of parts that I can kind of like jury rig into something. Do you have any smoke bombs on you by chance?
I don't. I am fresh out. And I'm going to look at my character sheet real quick because I can't remember if Punchy has any explosives skill. He has 1 rank of explosives. That's a good way to get yourself blown up.
Yeah, so if you want to describe like how these explosives were kind of created and made, because what he's looking for is kind of like a blueprint, I would say. So if you want to describe that would be a charisma plus explosives for difficulty 2.
I would love to.
Can I throw an assist at that?
Yeah, sure. You can throw an assist at that. Okay. Oh, by the way, a good house rule and something of note. I will only allow 1 person to assist unless it's like, it's the last thing and we're all going to put our hands together. I'm only going to allow 1 assist per roll. We typically don't do more than that, but just as like a house rule, we're not going to all pitch in on the same roll. Now, if 2 people want to do a different thing and 1 person wants to assist that one, the other person wants to assist that one, that's fine.
Yeah, it was a round, and
it's got a thing sticking out of it.
Yeah,
you do a very poor job of describing
it, and smoke would come out.
Yeah, like you got like it's kind of like a melon. You got like a melon, but when you throw it, it explodes, and like instead of like seeds and like
instead of a melon, it was like smoke. Yeah, smoke. Smoke.
Exactly. Thank you. It's like a melon with smoke that comes out of it.
Yeah, so you all rolled a 9, a 13, and the assist was a 19. That's 0 successes across the board. And he yells over at the kitchen and says, "Hey, Thomas, chug me one of those cantaloupes over here." And all of a sudden, a cantaloupe comes rolling across the floor. He picks it up, looks at it, and takes a knife and starts like carving out a little hole in the cantaloupe. And he reaches kind of like behind his desk area and pulls out a little satchel and starts pouring kind of like gunpowder into the cantaloupe hole, and then takes out some duct tape and kind of like wraps it around and puts a little piece of rope underneath the duct tape, and he hands it to you and he says, "All right, so this will be 20 caps."
You charge it by the pound? What is it? What kind of super duper mod shenanigans is this? It's 1 melon. 20 caps. I want to negotiate with this man.
Okay, yeah, do a charisma plus barter for a difficulty 1 because like this guy doesn't know this guy just like, you know, read the recipe online and he's like, I don't know. Yeah, with a 17 and a 16. The 17 and a 16, he kind of shakes a little bit. Takes his thumb out, kind of licks it, and mats the rope down. He says, "Let me tell you something. This thing is worth that 20 caps, and I won't take any less for it. And you're gonna need it where you're going. I heard that they're sending you the super mutants, and the last time somebody went over there, we haven't seen them since."
Oof, all right. Let's see what we got here. All right, 20 caps. This is highway robbery, and I am shocked that Paladin Magooin, Gooey Man, is putting up with this. Here's your 20 caps, and I will give this man 20 caps.
Yeah, and so you receive the exploding melon, which will effectively act like a stick of dynamite or frag grenade, where you will need to produce a flame for it to be lit and then thrown, much like you are. What is it, Link and Zelda? Like you're just gonna like toss that bad boy a secret wall, and maybe it'll open with extra
overhand
juicy seeds
with both.
Ha! All right, that leaves me with 39 caps. All right.
Taking a look at Quartermaster's wares, does he happen to have any fusion cores?
No, no. This man is solidly in the explosive games, except for one laser rifle he's working on. You know, just by existing in Fallout, that power armor does have a fusion core in it, and that Paladin J.P. McGew was wearing power armor when you were talking to him.
Well, I would like to ask the Quartermaster if there's a garage, like a workshop for power armor.
Okay, yeah, sure. He kind of looks at you and says, "Well, I mean, the Paladin he works on it in his office. He's got the rack and everything. He works on it himself in there. He doesn't bring it out here, but Squire Nuts, he's been working on that tank, and we just got that vertebrate in a few days ago, and he's trying to work on that, but that thing is like kind of weird. The tank is old. We're trying to get it to work." But he's been out there working on stuff. So if you want like mechanical things, Squire Nuts is the one guy to do it.
But Paladin Magoo's the only one with a set of power armor around here.
Yep. Yeah, we're low on equipment here, but I'm trying to make us high on explosives, if you know what I mean.
I have a recipe for an explosive that can make you high, but we need some ingredients.
I'm interested.
I'll see what I can dig up.
Mr. Quartermaster, you said you just got that vertebrate in. Who delivered it? Who flew it out here? And where did it come from?
So we sent out a distress signal, maybe about a week ago, and lo and behold, there happened to be somebody from the Brotherhood of Steel that responded and flew in. It was actually what we call a sentinel. They kind of act independently. They operate. A sentinel threw in. He had an additional civilian with him. Said he was good enough, and asked what they could do to help. And we told him about the super mutants, and they just went off. And we haven't seen him since. Probably dead.
Interesting and tragic. Such a tragic story about this lone hero who tried to make a difference and is probably dead somewhere in his power armor. Tragedy.
It was a tragedy. Actually, I mean, they were both wearing power armor. If I was to be honest.
Whoa. So there was a sentinel, a Brotherhood of Steel, fine knightly gentleman, and a civilian also in power armor.
Yep.
Disappeared fighting the super mutants.
Yep.
Was there any explosions or anything that might allude to their fate?
I mean, I don't know if they're dead or not. They haven't been back. We assumed that they're dead because they haven't come back. I mean, it wouldn't take a few days to do it. It would be, imagine how long does it take to kill something with violence and guns?
Usually not long. And how long ago was this?
They came in here about a week ago. We kind of got them geared up for what was happening. They were answering a distress call that we had. Apparently another signal was set out, and this is the first place that they were going. And so they sat down here. I'm surprised they were able to fly it in through the storm, you know what I mean? But they managed to do it. But the vertebrates, really in bad shape, I would say. I don't know if we can get it up in the air again without some serious work. They're here for maybe a day or two, and then we gave them the mission. They said they needed to go check something out. They were going to head to the super mutant village.
How many Brotherhood guys are
they
here?
actually went to the super mutant village?
I mean, as a sentinel, that's almost as high as an elder. This was something that we asked of them, and so we believed him. The guy seemed like he was upstanding and wanted to help. So, if you're talking about personnel that we have here, so I'm of course Knight Keys, and you've met Paladin Magoo. The guy that just threw me the lemon, that's Chef Thomas. Squire Nuts is working on the stuff, and we got a guy that's knowledgeable about piloting tanks, and he's kind of mute, and we just call him Pilot Pete. That's all. That's who we got here.
Okay. Oh, this is a very small operation. Your crew is kind of paltry, no offense.
Yeah, we were stranded here some 10 odd years ago, and have just been trying to make contact with the Brotherhood, but the storm is I think messing with our equipment. Maybe with the double signals that were sent out, that got more traction and got people here. But apparently they're sending more Brotherhood of Steel operatives to our area. That's at least the Sentinel's next plan once he was done with the super mutant village, but I'm again unsure.
So a Mr. Handy appears from the corner and begins to turn on his buzzsaw blade. So Frankie, I'll need you to roll an agility plus melee weapons for a difficulty 2. Oh, that's a 19 and a 20. Not a great result, but fortunately, this podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped has revolutionized the grooming industry. I've been using this lawnmower 5.0 product because guess what? It's ding dong ding summertime, people. It's hot. I'm hairy, and sometimes I just lay in bed at night and radiate heat. But not with the lawnmower 5.0 right here. I normally have to do these endless passes to try to get my Kentucky bluegrass in line with the neighbors, you know what I mean? But the Lawnmower 5.0 got it right the very first time. It's got these really interesting skin-safe blades that prevent some horrendously unfortunate nicking that normally occurs when I do this flavor of weed whacking. I literally just go willy-nilly on the area, and my comfort level has drastically increased. It's got nice scars that get you the style you want, as well as a different head for an even closer shave. As a man, it's worth it to treat yourself and invest in some nice grooming equipment. Don't let some strange robot with an odd British voice be touching you on the most vulnerable parts of yourself. Get quality items that will improve your comfort and look. And get 20% off plus free shipping with the code RADROLLS at manscaped.com. Yes, that's 20% off plus free shipping with the code RADROLLS at manscaped.com. For the premium grooming experience, trust Manscaped.
Abel, Frankie, Hazel, any of you good at repairs, mechanics? We could get that tank rolling, and that would be a heck of a good way to fight them super mutants.
Yeah, not at all.
You got it? No? Frankie?
I dabbled. I can take a look, but I really can't promise much.
Hazel, you're a smart gal. I feel like you might have known perhaps someone in your past who was very good at repairing or working or driving vehicles. You might have picked up some knowledge.
It's entirely possible, but yeah, if you want me to shove an entire rover brain with your brain in it into a set of power armor, I don't think it's going to work.
No, like a tank. We could get that tank working and just drive through the super mutant village. We rescue the Sentinel and his civilian friend who are in power armor. Power armor is powered by fusion cores. Just mentioning that off, for the sake of hearing my own voice. It's two things. 2 out of the 3 things. Just trying to increase our odds, folks. No, we none of us are good at that stuff. Right.
Are there any Brotherhood of Steel people near us who can hear us talking right now?
Not really. I mean, if you guys are having a private conversation, it's a private conversation.
Okay, I've got a radical idea. How about we go check the place out and see if these super mutants are even really hostile? I mean, the guy just said they had a village. He didn't say they had invaded and were camping out. I mean, if they've got a village, honestly, they may be not as much of a threat as these guys are making them out to be. They may just be protecting themselves. I've run into intelligent super mutants before. I've also run into super mutants who tried to eat me, on the run. So maybe we should figure out what we're getting into before we just smash everyone.
A lot of muties are pretty nice, actually.
Worst case scenario, we just can get some intel and can form a strategy on what to do.
Right. Maybe there's a way we can make the Brotherhood of Steel people and we might even be able to make everybody happy if we can get them away from this and give the Brotherhood a way to get out of here.
See, there's no way to make everybody happy. That
seems awfully naive.
But we can make everyone equally miserable. How about that?
I mean, that's life.
Yeah.
Just degrees of misery, kids.
I think they used to call that compromise.
All right, we can go recon, check out the super mutant village, but if I see one headless body strung up, or what are those tires with all the spikes in it, with all those heads on it, I am rolling right out of there.
That's just kind of standard decor. You just gotta.
Yeah, that's kind of just basic wasteland aesthetic. Have we actually ever gone anywhere that we didn't find heads on spikes or headless bodies hung by chains? I mean, some people use them as freaking chandeliers.
Yeah, those people are nuts. Do not trust those people.
Yeah,
those are cannibals.
When you think about how the muties, they put up the spikes and the tires with the viscera and the heads and stuff like that, they're just trying to keep to themselves. And you have folks like Brotherhood of Steel, who, in spite of all of this, decide they need to visit. Now, really, they've tried to make it unwelcome. They've tried to convey the sense that they just want to be left alone, and people just don't get it. So...
yeah, heads on spikes are like the ultimate no soliciting sign, and people still ignore it.
Look, there's a way to be secretive and try and keep people away from your small group you want to keep doesn't involve hitting other people and displaying their heads. I get your point.
but
Exactly, Frankie, you understand it.
But if you've truly met, some of these muties, salt of the earth type of folks, pretty nice.
All right, so
They just really lack some of the social graces that we have. In reality, they have their own social niceties and their own way. Like, it's just once you understand them. Yeah.
You know what? I was going to ask something, and I don't think I want to know your answer. I don't think it's going to be helpful for me to know anything about your specific cult's customs as it comes to displaying viscera. So why don't we leave it at that?
We absolutely didn't do anything like that. We preferred the color green to red. Again, an aesthetic choice. But no, I'll be honest. I would like to visit this village. I think because I believe I have more in common with them than I do this brotherhood.
So I have an idea. If we're going to do a little visit, something just like a little touch and run, a little surface visit. I have yet to find a super mutant who wasn't especially fond of meat. It shouldn't take a lot of work to figure out what kind of meat sacks and meat products they have around the place. If the meat is human meat, it's KIA. We'll take care of them the way the Brotherhood wants. If it looks like they're literally just killing to protect themselves and aren't actively hunting down humans for sport or sustenance, I would say that's a good first step to coming to some sort of understanding.
Now, okay, this is an important distinction, Hazel. If they are killing humans out of self-defense, but they decide that they shouldn't let that meat go to waste, and they end up eating the humans that they've killed in self-defense, does that make it better than killing the humans outright for their meat?
I don't think it affects the taste of the meat, if that's what you mean by making it better. But as for the situation, I think it would make the situation a little more palatable. But you are right. It would make it really hard to be able to tell what exactly the motivation is. The other option is we could just walk right up to them, talk to them. If we don't like what they have to say, we just kill them all.
That I disagree with that.
Hey, Punchy, roll a endurance plus speech check for difficulty 2.
Oh dear.
Endurance
and
speech.
Great, you get an extra AP, and you may continue the conversation.
I'm not entirely sure what happened, but shall we press on?
No, see, if we just go and try and talk to them and they are hostile, then chances are, even if we don't die, one of us is going to lose a leg or something, and it's just going to get really complicated. So, I think we stick to the original idea. We go from a distance, we sort of just check them out, see how they look. Look, if we see them torturing a human over firing them, then it's a done deal. We don't have to worry about it. They seem like real upstanding, citizens. We send alone to converse with them. While we watch your
Frankie,
back.
take the lead.
That was unexpected, Frankie. But Hazel, if you're down with being the one who we sacrifice for this recon mission, far be it from me to tell you
I am absolutely touched at the confidence you have in my ability to make inroads with a possibly incredibly large and hostile population of super mutants. I really don't know what to say. But I will remember this. But for now, sure, why not? I can run pretty fast.
Our gang has a name, right? I totally forgot. We established a name. Right? Does anyone remember that?
I just remember us being something like the Wrecking Crew. Or that might have been my New Orleans group. I can't. I've kind of lost track. I've gone through a lot of partners, groups, and friends, and some of them are still alive.
You haven't
All
established an official group name, just as a GM note.
I thought we did in like the first session, but all right. Well, everybody, let's roll out and check out Cannibal Super Mutant Village. Also, Abel, I'm a little uncomfortable with the way you say muties. It sounds a little questionable. Just call them super mutants.
Endearing.
But super
endearing.
No. Super mutant sounds just too clinical.
Well,
Like, did you see the nastiness that the paladin had when he said super mutant?
well,
Like, he didn't want to have a personal connection with it.
Well, I think the root of super mutant used to be like superheroes, like mutants, like the Y-Men. Like, I think pre-war, that was actually not an insult. I thought maybe it was something maybe a little more positive.
Also, it's 4 syllables.
Okay, that is true. We are very lazy. The shorter is better, generally speaking.
I mean, no disrespect. It's just, I've never really had too many negative dealings with them.
Let's just call them big greens.
Huh.
At
Even
this
the
time,
other ones?
a klaxon rings, and the doors to the hangar open, and light pours into the compound itself. From the light comes a man in a kind of a lab coat. He's got like glasses on, but they're almost like they're like 2 sets of them at once. He's got kind of like a mask over his face, and he's got a kind of short gray hair. This white man kind of approaches you all, and as he gets closer, you realize he's wearing a bandolier, and on his bandolier are a number of different syringes put up on it. And he approaches Frankie and gets pretty close to him. Frankie, can you do a agility plus athletics check for a difficulty 3 for me?
Probably. By probably, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, 0 successes. So Frankie, he walks right up to you, and he kind of like pinches your hip a little bit so that your hip goes entirely numb. And he starts like investigating your leg, and he looks up at you with your numb leg, and he says, "Son, this is a nice femur you've got. I really like your femur. I mean, all of that bone structure, all of the muscle itself, that's a pretty good one. You should take care of this. Don't let people get too close. Don't let people do like I did. Just take care of yourself a little bit."
I want to stand right behind this guy.
Okay, yeah, you can you can do that. He's just kind of like inspecting over this guy's, over Frankie's leg, and he kind of turns around and sees you, Hazel, and says, "Oh, I've seen the flowers before. I've seen them many times. I tell you what, my favorite are the peonies. One person I saw had the lupines, and let me tell you, that was great. I love seeing the lupines."
Interesting. So you've seen this before.
Oh yeah, you might. Do you mind? And could you do a agility plus athletics check for difficulty 3?
What was that? That was agility plus
Athletics for difficulty 3. Two successes. I'll give you kind of a mixed success. He kind of like grabs you and starts to tug at one of the flowers, but thinks a little bit better and smells them. And he says, a fresh spring scent. That's very nice. All right. Well, it was good to see you all. I've got to go talk to
Wait.
Paladin.
Is this going to wear
himself,
off?
So,
when is this going to wear off? Hold on.
I'll see you later. And he kind of starts walking away from you all.
Frankie, are you okay?
Oh, fuck. I can't move this leg right now.
That dude smelled me. I'm not sure which is worse.
He wanted to take my feet.
He didn't pay attention to me at all.
I know, I'm a little offended. I feel like he just ignored me because I'm a robo brain. That's offensive to me.
Well, we
He
all
didn't
know
grab
you
my
smell
love
like.
handles or smell me at all.
Well, we know Punchy smells like lighter fluid and baby food, and you kind of just smell like ionized radiation. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Punchy's gonna try to pinch Frankie in the same spot to see if, let me try something. I saw this in a movie once.
Yeah. Frankie, could you roll an agility plus athletics for difficulty 1?
Smack that claw
So you
away.
gain 8 Yeah.
Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
That's pretty much what
You
happened.
can move. You're fine. You big faker.
And your leg does feel. You have feeling back in it now.
Well, good. I think those are the type of people that my mom was always trying to warn me about. Those real weird guys coming up to you.
Doctors. Yeah.
Hip pinchers.
Just doctors.
Talking about your
We know
bone
this.
structure. I heard
They can't
that
even
people
see your
used
bones
to-
right now.
I heard that people used to kidnap people and harvest organs and things like that, and then they sell them.
They still do.
Technically, they still do. Yeah. We kind of did quasi harvest some organs not that long ago. Remember the arms and the legs? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
We are in the golden age of
Yeah.
body snatching and organ stealing, my guy. It's
Yeah.
But that's different. That's different. What I'm talking about here is, they would take the organs and then do the voodoo part, the voodoo magic part, and then that's how you get, all kinds of crazy little creatures. Wow. Oh shit.
That's
Is this
hokum. We would just steal body parts and organs and sell them. It's a lucrative market.
No,
Real money,
no.
not cash.
See,
the old
now
days, good liver,
now I'm
good
starting to
kidney.
sound like Abel with voodoo magic. No, forget I said anything. Yeah, I'm just talking about selling and harvesting organs. No swamp magic here.
Pre-war,
jumbo.
it was a little bit more organized. I mean, people got heart and lung and finger transplants all the time.
Miss Greenglass, you said organized.
Well, yeah, technically an eye is an organ. It's just
Organized crime.
Anyway, I should be the. All right, so he's got feeling back. I should be the one who's upset. That's, guys, that is the closest I've had to getting to second base on a date since I left California, and that is not acceptable. We need to go kick that guy's ass right now.
Wait, you don't want to like go
Forget
out
about
on a date with
Fab
him?
that quickly?
No, I have not, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
hasn't returned my calls. I think his priorities are elsewhere ever since we brought him back from the dead after I, killed him.
See, now that's what I'm talking about using the
Details.
organs for. That happened a lot.
Yep.
Not a lot to you guys, or just that was just a and sorry, sound weird in your family situation, doesn't it?
You just
Weird, like the angel stuff.
you get desensitized
voodoo
to it
magic.
after a while. After about a half dozen times
Right.
of trying to explain it to folks, you just get used to the weird looks and you move on.
Oh boy.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure all of us have
Wow.
pretty interesting weirdness in our backgrounds, so, seriously, who among us?
Glass houses, that sort of thing. All right, are we rolling? Are we checking out the super mutants? Are we just lolling around waiting for more weirdos to touch us?